Is it plain? It is plain.
It is.
Okay, so, Mr. Real, tell me what your problem is.
Well, Alex, my problem is that I have this uncanny habit or inability to tell people no when it comes to financial assistance. I'm always giving away my money for them, to them, for causes that they have. And yet, it doesn't appear to resolve that problem. They come back again, again and again, with the same problem.
So I'm really sorry that is something that you're suffering from. Has this been going on a long time? How would you say it's been going on?
Since I was about 16.
16? Wow.
Yes. It started off originally with my brothers. I have older brothers. I have 6 older brothers. And I was very frugal. I saved money. And I, with my newspaper route, and I worked at a local grocery store. And I would save money for a rainy day. Mm-hmm. And they would somehow either rob me out of my bank by putting IOUs in there, or they'd come to me and I just give them the money and tell them, okay, don't worry about it, you don't have to pay me back.
Wow.
So it's been ever since then.
But at that time, you just said, don't worry about it, you don't have to pay me back?
Exactly.
Even from a younger age?
Yes.
What's the motivation behind that?
I figured I could make some more. I figured if I was able to earn that, I could earn additional monies. And I never needed a lot of money for my existence. Mm-hmm. Because I tend to purchase or get those things I need, not that I want.
So, do you feel like...
So that's a problem.
So do you feel like people take advantage of it? Is that where the problem lies?
I think sometimes, yes.
Does that happen a lot, where they kind of know they can go to you for certain things? Or for finances?
Well, yes, I think it happens frequently. I have to announce to them that I am not First National Bank, oftentimes.
Right.
Yes, and they think, and then I get sort of tired of it. They say, could you loan me this or loan me that? I said, here, take it. You don't have to pay me back, because the fact of the matter is they're not going to pay you back.
So you get tired of it when they ask you, so you eventually give in.
Yes, and then I give it to them, and then I don't expect it back. And 99% of the time, I never get it back.
But, so, I guess the problem would be, why do you give it to them if it's an issue, right? It's an issue. Could you set the boundary and say, because you kind of told me you set the boundary a little bit by saying, oh, well, I'm not the bank.
Yes, I do say that occasionally, but then sometimes I rethink and say, you know, if you have it and it's not going to kill you to give it, why not give it?
Right, but then how do you feel afterward? Because it sounds to me what you're saying is you do feel a little bit of
I do,
frustration.
Especially sometimes when I give so much and then I say, oh, I'm not going to go into my savings. Or sometimes I get in a pinch with the money that I have allocated for myself to do something with, and then something may come up. Mm-hmm. And then I'll have to break my commitment and go into my savings when I really don't want to. Because you never know how long you're going to live now.
Right.
And everything is getting more and more expensive. So I had to put a cap on going into my savings. I think I have managed that.
So what about putting a better, more firm boundary around them and being able to say no? If you don't, because you feel like they're taking your money and they're not really using it
well,
how they should.
I could do that, but I don't know, because I am happiest when I'm giving. When I can contribute, I feel better.
Right.
So actually, I'm benefiting me when I contribute. That sounds weird, but it is.
But then you're benefiting you in the short term, because afterward you judge them on how they use it or they don't pay you back, right?
I don't judge them. I don't judge them. I just say to them they need to learn a better way to manage their finances. Or I would say they need to sort of tone down their wants and start just dealing with their needs.
But what about the idea that if you're giving them money and you tell yourself, oh, well, I have it to give, then you can't really say exactly how they should use it or.
No, well, sometimes I ask, what do you need it for?
Right.
Then if I see that it's legitimate, a legitimate need, then I'll say, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes I think that they don't seek out other avenues. They just come to, oh, well, the Uncle Bill would give it to us, or Granddad would give it to us, or, well, Bill, my brother Bill would give it to me, things of that nature.
Right, so.
So I have a problem with saying no. So that's what I have to work on.
Why do you have a problem saying no? Is that other areas or just?
I don't know. No, it's
Really just this
fine.
one?
Well, I have a problem with saying in other areas because I always assist people in doing certain things.
Mm-hmm.
I would negate myself for something. Like I may be planning on riding my bike, or maybe 3 or 4 hours on Saturday or on a Sunday. And then my brother would say, a need crops up, and I say, oh, okay, I'll come and repair this for you,
Mm-hmm.
or fix that for you.
Is it part of it you feel like you want to feel needed in a way?
No, sometimes I said I'm going to, on my birthday, I have the capacity so far
Mm-hmm.
to say that's my day. And so I don't care what people want or need, I say no.
Right. But what about trying to extend those to
It's
other
difficult,
days?
it's difficult, but I'm beginning to work on it.
Just what are some
I think.
what are some steps you can take? What are some tangible steps you think you could take? What if you wrote out a script as to what you would say to someone who is asking you for the money?
No,
or the
one of the
finances?
tangible steps I thought I would take is, one, I don't answer my phone as frequently.
Mhm.
2, I will take the money I have for everyday usage and start putting it into savings. Because my thing is, I'm not gonna touch savings.
Mhm.
So if I put more into savings, I have less to use.
Now, do you document how much you give away or how many times, or not really?
No, only with my kids I used to do that, or my grandkid.
Do you think that would help you or no?
No, it doesn't help.
It doesn't help you to see how much you've given away and how.
No, actually, the problem is, it seems like the more I give, the more I get.
Oh, the more money you give away.
Somehow I get more. Like, for example, I gave my grandson, I'm always giving grandsons money, but he says, Papa, did you see that thing on the internet where the state of Missouri is giving money that that people have they have unclaimed monies? Then say, give me your social security number and where you lived and the places in the last 20 years. And I gave him that. And then I got a check in the mail for $890, and I got another check for $600 and some dollars. I got
Wow.
another check for $400 and some dollars. And I go, where did that come from? And he says, well, apparently, Papa, your money's been sitting up. For some reason, you didn't claim the money. And I said, I had no idea it existed. So the money I had given him to fix the transmission basically came back to me.
There you go. Well.
But it was already my money, but I didn't know it. But it came back.
Well, it sounds like you put some things in place.
So anyway, But that's my problem. I decided now that I'm getting older, I gotta cut it.
Yeah, sounds like you need to put up firmer boundaries with the family,
Yeah, that's gonna be hard to do though.
but you can do it.
I guess I'm gonna put it into practice. My New Year's resolution is to start on that.
There you go, okay.
Exactly.
Sounds like a plan, Mr.
I'm
Brown.
gonna try.